Orthodox Church, architecture and symbolism of architectural forms. The Orthodox Church is an Orthodox religious structure intended for public worship. In the Christian Church, the triune God Jesus Christ is glorified, who opened and showed the way to the kingdom of heaven for believers. The purpose of the temple is to show the true, righteous state of the world and to guide Christians on the path of Christ to achieve the salvation of each individual and the whole world. The external appearance of the temple, according to the interpretation of the apostles, should express two ideas. The temple marks the house of God, the world is a creation of God, and at the same time the temple symbolizes the sheep that saves humanity. Let's deal with the exterior architecture of the church. A church porch is a room-like structure at a church's main entrance. The porch protects from the weather to some extent. Some porches have an outer door, others a simple gate, and in some cases the outer opening is not closed in any way. The belfry is a structure enclosing bells for ringing as part of the building, usually as part of the bell tower. A tangent roof is a type of polygonal hipped roof with steeply pitched slopes rising to a peak. The bell tower is capped by a pitched conical tent-like roof. The tent-like church is a national type of church that was developed in late medieval Russia. The apse is a recessed extension on the eastern or outer end of Christian churches. It is usually semicircular in plan form, but is also found in polygonal and rectangular forms. Apse come from the Latin apsis, meaning natural vault. Stained glass windows in Orthodox churches began to be used in different cities of Russia. Due to the shortage of stained glass windows in our country and the high cost, in many Asian churches there are ordinary colorless window panes. The name aisle derives from the French for wing, because in Romanesque architecture the aisles flank only the nave and they are often covered by roofs of lower height, thus forming wings. The portal is architecturally designed entrance to the building. Pediment is the completion of the facade of the building, portico, colonnade bounded by two roof slopes on the sides and a cornice at the base. In the 12th century, zakomas were a typical detail in the ancient Russian Orthodox temple architecture. Quite often, a combination of zakomas and kokoshniks was used in the construction of many temples. The roof in the zakoma covering was arranged directly on the vaults. Depending on the number of vaults, the facade of the church had the same amount of zakomas. By the 17th century, a significant number of Russian temples had the zakoma covering. Dome drum is the part of the building that faces or cylindrical surface of which is cut by window apertures. In the upper stripe, a cupola projects upward to the left, while buildings and trees form a structured boundary to the right. The lantern is the decorative detail of the end of the spire in the form of the ball. The Russian Orthodox cross is a variation of the Christian cross since the 16th century in Russia. The Russian cross has three horizontal crossbeams with the lowest one slanted downwards. Nowadays, it is a symbol of the Russian Orthodox Church and a distinctive feature of the cultural landscape of Russia.